Welcome to Recycler, our solution to the growing menace of plastic waste. Recycler is an app which allows users to organize recycling pickups in an easy, fun, and convenient way so that they can recycle from the comfort of their own home and at the same time help save the planet.
There are too many problems caused by not recycling, so we decided to narrow down to three main ones. The first is that the environmental and human impact is becoming disastrous. From microplastics in the air to water contamination to exporting waste and the impact that has it headlining media every day. Second, the world is running out of resources pretty quickly. Earth Overshoot Day occurs early each year. This year, it was July 29th, where we consumed a year's worth of resources as a planet. Recycling is one way to tackle this. Third, solving the main issue of convenience, as a huge number of us want to recycle, but no easy way exists. In our initial survey of 1,209 people, nearly 80% would like support in this process.
Our solution is a free app that allows users to book a recycling collection from the comfort of their home or office. Our collectors come to pick up the segregated waste, which is recycled for profit. Each collection earns valuable green points. You can share your environmental kudos via our app on social media channels. You can also learn about recycling, and a development feature is our shop, where those green points could be spent on products made from recycled materials.
Before we started development, we deeply studied the market and how the current recycling flow works. This is a summary of our finding based on actual vendors and dealers. First, the collector collects the unsorted waste. Then, depending on the area, the houses pay 150 to 250 rupees to the local area waste collectors monthly. This is equivalent to $2.5 to $4.5. The collectors take the waste and sell it to the local area dealers for 3 to 4 rupees a kg unsorted, and if they spend time sorting it, for 15 rupees or 20 cents. The local area dealer transports the waste and sells it to a bigger dealer for 20 rupees if sorted. The sorted plastic is then bought by a grinder who turns it into plastic shavings, which are then in turn bought by recycling plants. While currently not in the grinding business, we are focusing on dealing with grinders as our buyers and have secured a deal with one who buys plastic for 25 rupees a kg. While we had to negotiate at a lower price in the market to get into the recycling chain, we hope that one day once the volume kicks in, we can renegotiate this.
Using our app, our collection process is simple. The users request a collection using the app. The collectors get notified and the nearest collector is assigned for pickup. The user can track this with the app. The collector delivers the waste to a rented warehouse. The weekly collection is then shipped to our buyer. We have made 4 transactions totaling 3.4 tons and received $1,250 for it.
Recycling is big business around the world. Nearly 17,000 tons of plastic is generated per day in over 60 Indian cities, and 90% of it is now recycled, often ending up in landfills. If properly managed, this could generate around $2 billion annually at our price of 25 rupees or 35 cents a kg. Our market is targeted in Delhi and it has 3.4 million households which generate 4,000 tons of recyclable waste daily. The amount that is currently not recycled is equivalent to $1.4 million a day. The scale globally is huge as there is 1.4 billion tons of recyclable waste generated annually. Just tapping into 1% of this market can lead to huge revenues in the range of $5 billion. All of this requires logistics based on an active workforce. In Delhi alone, we have access to 500,000 people who work in this industry. Incentivizing them through higher pay rates could ensure we have the required number of collectors. Currently, we employ 2 collectors who go on bikes to collect in our pilot area. This is another approach we can use to ensure that in the initial stages, we have people who know how the business works and are articulate enough to deal with the issues that may arise.
Revenue model. Government data suggests that an average household generates 1.2 kg of daily recyclable waste. This is also what we find in our weekly collections. We normally collect 2 to 3 bags each week weighing between 5 to 8 kgs from each household. We currently only get plastic from households and that is the focus of this revenue model. Our buyer pays us 35 cents or 25 rupees per kg. Cost-wise, we currently hire a warehouse for $220 a month, which can store about a ton and a half. Once we reach around a ton, we arrange for labor and transport, which cost us about $120 to ship it to our buyer. We pay our current collectors approximately $5 a day, including transportation costs, which is more than double their current daily wages. So taking costs into account, our break-even figure is 100 households. If 100 households use our app to recycle daily, we earn $20 after paying the collectors about double their current salary. If we have 1,000 active households, then we earn $2,180 after paying all costs such as transportation and warehousing. As the amount of users increase, so does our profit. Other costs as mentioned at the bottom of the slide will be added as we expand. Similarly, economies of scale will kick in as reduced transportation rates are negotiated, or we simply buy our transport and hire drivers and labor.
We deeply analyze the competition, which we've categorized into 4 key areas. App-based competition like iRecycle, Recycle Smart, and Recycle for Manchester, which are located nearby recycling centers, are information-based and generally do not make a profit. Companies like Adara Recycling, Karma Recycling, and Protopint are niche companies, operating in local areas who tend to focus on lucrative e-waste. These are not app-based and rarely target households. Our main competition is the local collectors as they're well established. They have a good infrastructure, however, they're not very well organized, often competing with each other. They have zoned areas and take unsorted waste. They generally focus on a waste collection service. We plan to make them a part of our workforce. Governments and NGOs are always launching initiatives, but often these have limited long-term impact. We are the first to market, we have a published app, an established infrastructure, and are operational and generating revenue. More importantly, we are passionate about technology and recycling, tenacious and young, with a good team behind us.
We have 7-fold marketing strategies powered by youth activism. We target resident welfare associations directly so that we can get an entire neighborhood on board. Offline ads such as leaflets are being used along with posters and then eventually billboards. Urban centers are being targeted as they generate the most amount of recyclable waste. Radio is another channel, especially in this part of the world. Corporates and schools. We're trying to develop a recycler mark which highlights the credentials of these organizations who recycle with us. Currently, we have 5 corporates and 2 schools on board. Social media channels and our website. These channels are being used to promote us in an area of strength. We had interest in the app as far afield as Australia and the US. We're working on a strategy to target key influencers like politicians and celebrities. Our app is both published on the App Store and the Play Store.
Our team consists of 2 main members and an awesome support team, which includes our mentor, Richard, who invested in us along with Ms. Kaur and Mr. Singh to help launch our startup. We have a business consultant to advise us and a legal consultant who helps us with taxation, registration, and other legislation-related issues. 2 collectors are employed by us currently, and we're planning to recruit 2 more. We round off our pitch by sharing the thoughts of our end users, the people who have been a part of our recycler journey so far.
Would you recommend the Recycler app?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yes. Yes. Yes. Indeed. Yes. Yes.
Definitely. Yes, I would.
Yes, I would. Yes. Yes.
Recycler. You click, we pick. If you want to find out more about us, visit our website or click the social media link.